everybody, so I finally got around to seeing The Greatest Showman, a film that I had zero interest in. Yeah, you heard me, when the trailer for this movie came out, I don't know, it just didn't grab me. I don't mind musicals. I mean, let's face it, La La Land was my favorite film of 2016, but there was just something about this trailer that just made me kind of sit there and think, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to see this. But then I've had a few people recently who have been telling me really amazing things about it. First of all, my friend Adrian told me that it was really inspiring, it was amazing. If I liked La La Land, I've got to see this film because it's incredible. And then my good buddy Fraser Jubb, who's a fellow movie reviewer on YouTube, he posted a really great review of the film, gave it a 9 out of 10, said it was an inspiring film that did everything right and I should go see it, everybody should go see it. So that basically was the inspiration I needed to get out of my seat, head to the cinema and check it out. So The Greatest Showman is the feature film directorial debut for Michael Gracie. It stars Hugh Jackman as P.T. Barnum, a guy who got into the whole circus thing and basically put on sort of a oddities sideshow. Much like the Jim Rose Circus sideshow back in the 90s, which I really miss. The movie also stars Michelle Williams, Zac Efron, Zendaya, to name a few. And the story basically tells the life of P.T. Barnum in a way. There's a few historical inaccuracies there. From where he grew up in poverty and had a big dream to put on this amazing performance that people from all around the world would love. And most importantly to him, it all came down to his family. His wife, who he fell in love with as a child, and his 2 daughters, which in reality P.T. Barnum had 4 daughters, but we're just getting rid of 2 of them for the sake of story here. Now look, for me this movie did a lot of things right. It was visually stunning in some parts. It was a technically brilliant film. The performances were absolutely perfect. Hugh Jackman is just always such a likable actor, and in this one he was no different. I thought Michelle Williams did a great job as his wife. And Zac Efron, who, let's face it, he's got quite a diverse list of movies under his belt. Going from kind of silly comedy films to things where he's just got his shirt off for the ladies. But in this case, he did quite a good job. Casting-wise, yeah, I thought for the most part it was really good. The songs, which were written by the lyricists from La La Land, also ticked a lot of boxes. The visual effects were quite stunning, and the production design was absolutely amazing. This film was set in the 1800s, and wow, the budget for this thing must have been astronomical because the recreations of buildings and clothes and everything really was absolutely top notch. And at the end of the day, for the 1 hour 45 minutes or so that this movie goes for, I was entertained. There weren't really any parts that I was kind of like, okay, come on, move along. Yeah, the movie went at quite a good pace. The editing was great. The opening of the film, where we're led into P.T. Barnum's life as a child growing up, was really well done. It was edited at quite a fast pace, but you still gathered enough information to know who this guy was. Whether or not it was actually accurate, that's another story. And the movie quite often in a lot of scenes told us the story through visuals without any dialogue. There was a lot of cases of show don't tell, which I'm a big fan of. That's screenwriting done right. So look, by all means, I should have loved this movie. I should have come out of it thinking to myself, my God, I can't wait to talk about it and give it like a 9 or a 10 out of 10. But there was just something about it that really let it down for me, and that was mostly in the story and the characters. I get what the movie was trying to say. Like, the movie had a lot of themes of love and friendship, of equality and acceptance. I mean, all the members of his circus troupe, were all kind of freak show people, like a bearded lady, a guy with horns, a guy who's in his 20s who looks like a little kid. And this movie is telling us that, we should embrace these people and not look at them as different. There was also messages about, loving your family and how they're the most important thing in your life. There were lots of these little things and subplots and stuff like that, but I thought they were quite often a little bit disjointed to the main story, and quite often I just kind of felt the movie beat us over the head with these themes. Rather than doing it subtly, it just kind of forced all these things upon us. And not only that, look, while I thought the casting was pretty spot on for the most part, now, what I'm gonna say, I don't know if it's a little controversial or whatever, but see, you got this subplot with Zac Efron and Zendaya's characters who, you know, he comes from wealth and privilege and she is of a different ethnicity. An ethnicity that back in the 1800s was referred to as the help. So of course, you know, their love story is a taboo one, but look, I just kind of had a bit of a problem with the fact that they cast two of the most beautiful people on the planet. I mean, let's face it, neither of them are that hard on the eyes. And it just kind of, I don't know, made it a little bit too easy to root for them. I guess the point that I'm trying to make here is that in a movie where one of the central themes is that it's okay to not look like a glamorous Hollywood superstar and just be ourselves, they have these two people in this subplot who, well, I for one would have either of their babies. Oh yeah, looking at you, Zac Efron. Yeah. So yeah, look, by the end of this film, I don't know, I was kind of sitting there, like I didn't really have an emotional journey through the film. I didn't feel there was sort of story arcs and things. It just, I don't know, maybe it was a little bit flat for the most part. So yeah, by the end of it, I kind of thought, you know, I probably wouldn't see it again. I wasn't even really that glad that I went and saw it on the big screen. But that being said, look, it was technically an amazing film. Like, there were a lot of things to like about it. So in the end, I'm going to give The Greatest Showman a 7 out of 10. Alrighty, so over to you guys, because I know I'm a little bit late with seeing this film. It did come out late last year, so let me know what you thought of it. I'd definitely love to hear some various opinions from people who loved it, people who didn't think that much of it, so drop me some comments either here or on Facebook. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. I'll catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.